Can you take us back to that penalty kick goal that clinched the win?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a handball in the box off of a corner. The girls did great. I think it was Haley got on the end of it. Our game plan was to go back post and hit it across, and we did exactly that. And I just knew it had to go in. So,
yeah.
Yep.
That was a great goal.
Thank you.
Yeah, on the final one, what are you thinking when you step up to it like that with a line of defenders? Are you kind of like licking your chops a little bit, like, oh, I got this. I've done this plenty of times before.
A little bit, because it was in my sweet spot, and they put a lot in the wall, and I knew that the goalkeeper couldn't really see the ball until the last second. So I knew that I had to put it on frame either for a rebound, like all the girls were pushed up, and it was like the last moments of the game to either get the 3 points. And Molly did great winning that ball. I mean, she really put her body on the line there, so a good team win today.
That was going to be my question about that free kick is I was talking to people next to me, like, getting that thing on frame with the wind. Were you thinking about the wind?
It was going through my mind.
Yeah.
I almost, like, when you pick up grass and you, like, throw it, I was like, I can't rip turf out of the ground, but I was thinking about it.
You could have thrown some of those pellets.
Yeah, I was just trying to keep it low and try to hit it hard so it could go, like, against the wind as hard as it could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say to you before the game on Instagram?
You did. He texted me before the game and said, get a brace today, or you got a brace today.
I got a brace.
Here we are.
Yeah. It just occurred to me right when the free kick went in. I was like, the brace?
Yeah, I need you to do that every week, please.
Yeah, I'm going to try.
Maybe a hat trick next week.
Yeah.
Exactly. Next time.
I didn't want to be greedy, but it was exactly what we needed. Talk about just the meaning of the win to the team.
I mean, it's massive. Like, I mean, winning the game at the end is, like, obviously, like, exhilarating, but we worked hard all week. Like, we were competitive, we got into arguments. Like, this meant a lot to everyone. Like, we wanted to win at home. We know we can't drop points based on where we are at the table. Like, we have to get as many as we can, we want to reach the playoffs. So this has just been, like, a big relief, and hopefully the floodgates are open for the remaining of the spring season.
You could only play 30 minutes last week. International travel.
Yeah,
I got
sick.
observing Ramadan. Yeah, a lot of things going on for you.
A lot of things, yeah.
So how did it feel in training this week when you were preparing for this game?
I felt so good. Like, I wasn't jet lagged. I was adjusted from travel from Bosnia, and I honestly just got really sick when I came back. Like I really wasn't feeling well, so I was kind of eased in all week, and, like, obviously I don't think it was smart for me to start that game because I don't think I had enough juice to get through 90. But yeah, I was happy to be back in front of the fans for our home opener and happy to get the start today.
Any thoughts on Reese Tappan getting some minutes at right back? And I saw a lot of overlapping runs from her down the right. What was that like?
Yeah, shout out to her for her little debut. That's awesome. But she's a lovely girl. It was good. I think we were successful when Molly came in and Reese came in, and they brought the energy, and we had so much interchange it was hard to defend us. Like, I think they were getting confused and following and getting pulled out of their shape, and I think the fluidity of our movements helped us in that second half.
Was the wind giving you guys trouble on weighted passes in the second half?
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah,
I was like, oh my gosh, it's just not quite there.
Sometimes it would either just, like, completely get carried out of bounds, or it would just, like, halt. So it was like you didn't know what you were going to get. And on the corners, too, I was, like, trying my best because I knew it would just, like, move either all the way in or, like, out of bounds, like one of the ones in the first half did. So.
What you like in general about the team's resilience in those later stages where it kind of became a little back and forth response here and there? Was there something said about, like, keeping the heads up, hey, let's just keep playing the same way and don't make adjustments?
Absolutely proud of the girls. I mean, we went in on a high in the first half, but we knew that the game wasn't over. We had 45, and we talked about that, and I think it was kind of disappointing that we did. We not only, like, went down 2 goals, but we were down pretty early. And I mean, I think we just came together as a collective. Like, I think DC switched their shape, and it was a lot of adaptability on the field and, like, communication from the sidelines. And I mean, like, it took all of us. Like, the girls here were, like, on the warm-up line were telling me what they were seeing, and, like, it took all of us today. Like, the elements weren't with us, so yeah, it took all of us, and it was awesome. It was a good team win.
You guys, we're gonna get you into the locker room.
Great job, Emina.
Thank you guys.
Coach, about that last moment, Ekic's goal there. What can you say about kind of the emotion of seeing that go through, and kind of how can you speak on her?
Yeah, I just love that she calls her number and has the courage to do that. I think she stepped up, got the pen, and then called her shot again on that free kick. from my perspective, I could see that little split between the wall and kind of their defenders that were man marking, and I saw it, but hopefully she's obviously a quality player and she saw it too, so didn't want to yell anything out and then them shift it, but just went to the goalkeeper side. Goalkeeper was blinded by the wall a little bit, and just the technical finish. That's what she brings, that type of finisher.
Playing through the lines and using the midfield, especially Katie here, has proved challenging in the last couple games.
Yeah.
When it clicked today, what do you think the difference was, and what's something you can build on when it comes to playing through the lines and using the midfield specifically?
Yeah, I think especially in Carolina, they pressed really high, and kind of when the ball went in, they would press off of it. And so I think we just got away from that, honestly. And then just having the confidence in the training that if they took away midfield, we had the ability to go around it or even over. We saw some times that we got to unlock their mid block by going over, and then they had to sag off a little bit, and then that opened the midfield. And so it was being a little bit more.
I would get somebody to hold this.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
We don't need to lose, coach. Sorry, Joe.
No, you're good.
God, like that thing's coming down.
Yeah, I think it was just being a little bit more dynamic in our build. So if
Yeah.
we weren't predictable, if they were taking away one, we exploited the other, and then that's where it stretched, and we were patient with our switches. Once we switched and noticed somebody stepped out, that's the time that we were supposed to expose it. So I thought we just did better being composed, figuring out if we need to go through, around, or over it, and then they couldn't take away all three, and so we just picked which one.
Yeah, the hold-up play in particular by Allie's
Yeah.
like it's starting to cook.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Yeah. No, every game she looks more and more comfortable. She
Don't
just brings
feel
she brings a physicality in there that we can build off, especially with like a Ken's and Nat and Emina building off of that. So if she can hold it up, we've got really good midfielders who can step in, and then we can play that kind of up back through some 2-3 player combinations to get in. So she's really helped us. Just brings another dynamic to our front line.
For either you, or maybe both of you, could you just address like kind of the resilience that the team shows when it's kind of turned into a back and forth one in the later stages? Was there something said, in like a huddle or something after one of those goals to pick your or just continue playing as you were playing?
Yeah, I think for us we're coming home with 3 points or nothing today. So anytime we went up one or down one, we knew what our goal was. It didn't need to be said out on the field, but just that mentality to keep going, for sure.
Katie, 2 goals in 3 games. Every time you get the ball, half turn, half space, I'm like, good things are going to happen. But I feel like I have an appetite for you to get more touches. So back to the question of playing through the lines, what's some things that we can build on? I said we, to get more touches for you, especially operating those half spaces.
Yeah, I think today you could see it a little bit. The more patient we are in build, the more frustrated the other team gets, and someone's bound to step out. And I think the more we can do that and unlock someone and get people to step out of spaces is when we'll be able to find our midfielders, and then the next level to that.
Final question for me. The play of both Sophie at center half and Reese Tappan's debut.
Yep.
Saw a lot of those nice overlapping runs with Emina on the right. That was nice. Thoughts on either or both of those?
Yeah, and I think we trained it. We went through a lot of kind of patterns. Again, if they were in that high mid block, we knew that we can go behind it. And so obviously it's a little bit easier when you have a deeper player coming in. And so having Emina step into that half space into the middle to drag out the outside back, she can only take away one, and then Reese going forward. But that starts with Soph stepping into the space. It's like a chain reaction. If Soph steps up, Emina comes in, that releases Reese to step up. And so it was in the patience of that, picking the right time. Sometimes we forced it a little bit, but we definitely saw that we could exploit that, and then they went out and executed it. AB did it a little bit before. That gave Reese confidence. She got to see it, a rookie coming in, but love the presence that she brings in. I love her athleticism, physicality. She's just a great kid. So first of all, she's just a cool kid, so love having her in our locker room.
Katie, and your goal, can you just walk us through kind of that moment, what you saw there, and when you decided to kind of just like unleash it, let it go?
Yeah, I think there was a good string of passes leading up to that, and to find my feet. I knew I was in around the box, and I've been trying to be more intentional of having the green light to take these shots. And I just need a little bit of a gap and get my hips around it. Saw it hit the post. I was like, please go in. But yeah, a good string of passes leading to that moment. That was a team goal.
That was such a sick finish.
The training before Dallas, she couldn't miss. Went in and got the goal. Training before yesterday, couldn't miss. Every time we got it to Katie, and just kind of our small-sided. So every day more and more confident in front of goal. So proud that she was able to bury that one.
I had one more question. Just looking ahead, I know you got some away games coming up. How big was this win for a confidence boost to just go on the road after this?
Yeah, I think not only just the 3 points, but 3 goals. We haven't scored 3 goals ever in season, and so we lead the league in XG. But to bury 3 of them, I think that just gives us confidence because we've been really hammering in the attacking third. So now, obviously, we got to clean up some stuff, not give away goals too. But I think the 3 goals is almost more important to me than the 3 points because that's been our Achilles heel. And so to build on that momentum to go into the next one, especially on the road, having confidence to put some in the back of the net, I think that'll help us moving forward.
Coach Katie, congratulations.
Thank you.
Great win.
Thank you.